Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the technology that is absolutely changing our creative world. We're going deep inside these new engines of creation to see exactly how a machine is learning to write, to draw, and even to compose. So let's just dive right into the big question, right? We're all seeing AI make art and write these stories that feel genuinely new. But how is that actually possible? How does a machine go from just crunching numbers to producing something that's never, ever existed before? I mean, think about it. You can give an AI a simple little text prompt, something like a photograph of an astronaut riding a horse. Now, that's something that has almost certainly never existed as a real photo. And yet, the AI can spit out a visual of it in seconds. Or let's talk about text. You can give an AI a classic opening line, and it doesn't just copy something it's seen before. It can continue the story with a plot that's coherent, creative, and sometimes, well, surprisingly human. And this isn't just about words and pictures either. But here's the thing. This isn't magic. This whole creative explosion is powered by two core technologies. And a lot of experts are calling this the biggest AI revolution of the last decade. So if you want to get how modern generative AI works, you've got to understand these two engines. All right, our first engine is all about mastering language. We're talking about models called Transformers. And these things are the absolute foundation for everything from ChatGPT to the advanced search systems we use every single day. You know, at its heart, a powerful language model is really just playing a super advanced game of what word comes next. Seriously, think of it like the most sophisticated autocomplete you've ever seen. It's been trained on a massive chunk of the internet, so it can predict the next word in a sentence with just incredible accuracy. Okay, but to play this game, the model has to be able to read our text first. And here's the catch. Computers can't read words, not directly, they only understand numbers. So, how do we get from human language to something a machine can actually process? Well, it's this clever process called tokenization. The AI breaks our sentence down into these little pieces called tokens. They can be whole words, or like you see here with Stormy, they can be meaningful parts of a word. Then each unique token gets its own number from a huge vocabulary. And just like that, language becomes math that the computer can actually work with. Now, it's really important to know that not all transformers are created equal. Different architectures are built for different jobs. You've got some, like GPT, that are built to generate new text, predicting one word after the next. Then you have others that are designed to really understand the context of a whole sentence at once, perfect for something like search. And then there's a third type that's great at transforming text, like for language translation. Okay, so we've seen how AI masters language. Now, let's talk about how it creates those incredible images. This takes a completely different, and honestly a pretty beautiful approach. It's called diffusion. I absolutely love this analogy because it really captures the elegance of it all. Models like Stable Diffusion or Midjourney, they don't draw an image from scratch. No, they do something way more interesting. They reveal it from pure chaos. So the whole thing starts by training on a massive, and I mean massive, data set of real images and their text descriptions. The model just learns the connection between words like cat and what a cat actually looks like in a bazillion different photos. Then comes the weird part. The model is shown these images as they're gradually destroyed with digital noise. It learns what a cat looks like with a little bit of noise, then a lot of noise, and finally when it's just completely unrecognizable static. It basically memorizes this entire process of decay. And this is where the magic happens. The AI is trained to perfectly reverse that process. It becomes an expert at looking at a noisy mess and predicting exactly what that noise is, so it can remove it, clean it up, step by step, until the original image is back. So when you ask it to create something new, it doesn't start with a blank canvas. It starts with a screen full of random TV static. And then, guided by your text prompt, it uses all that training to denoise the static, bit by bit, basically sculpting your image right out of the chaos. But hold on, these powerful engines, these transformers and diffusion models, they're not just for text and pictures anymore. The core ideas are so flexible that they're now being applied to all kinds of creative fields. We're talking about the same principles being used to generate everything from audio and computer code to entire video clips. And the next huge frontier is what people are calling multimodality. That means single powerful models that can understand and create content across text, images, and sound all at the same time. And, maybe the most exciting part of this whole thing is that this technology isn't locked away in just a few giant tech companies. Nope, this revolution is being built right out in the open. Thanks to a really thriving community and companies that are releasing these powerful open access models, pretty much anyone with a decent computer can start building with this stuff. And that accessibility, that's what's really pushing innovation forward so fast. And you don't have to start from zero. You can start by just using these incredible pre-trained models. Then, you can learn a technique called transfer learning, or fine-tuning, to adapt them with your own data. You could teach it your personal style of writing or art to create something completely unique to you. The tools are really out there, just waiting. Platforms like Hugging Face have millions of models that are ready for you to download, to explore, and to build on top of, right now. The barrier to entry has seriously never been lower. And that really brings us to a final thought. For the first time, this technology gives you the power to create a tool in your own image, one that understands your specific data and can create in your unique style. So the question isn't just what can AI build anymore, it's what will you build with it?